The Persona series has become a mainstay in the JRPG genre, up there with Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and many more. The games never really crossed my radar, however, till Persona 5. Now, I always knew and was aware of the Persona franchise, but never really dived in, and felt like 5 was the proper place to start. So, on one cold February day in 2018, I went to my local GB Games, picked up Persona 5 for a crisp $20, and played it for a few days, then put it down for a solid 2 months for multiple reasons, but picked it back up in April of that year and did not stop till May, when I rolled credit to the total of 180 hours clocked in by the end. Not long after I finished Persona 5, I wanted more Persona. I was, and still am, one of the lucky few who own a PlayStation Vita.
Hey you, get back in your corner.
I played that for about 10 to 20 hours, but fell off. With the re-releases of Persona 4 Golden on PS4, Xbox, and Switch, I thought it would be a good opportunity to jump back into Persona 4 Golden. In this video, I want to give you some tips and tricks if you are like me, coming from Persona 5 going into Persona 4 Golden. You play as Yu Narukami, that's the canon name for the character. You can name it whatever you want. You move into a small town called Inaba to your uncle Dojima and his daughter Nanako.
Protect this girl with your life, I swear to God, if anything happens.
Meet some new friends, a karate-loving, athletic girl named Chie.
I can't believe this! It's completely cracked! Oh, my trial of the...
And a bro named Yosuke.
Sorry for the holdup. I found some stuff we can use in the closet at home. Take a look at these.
What's wrong with you?
And they tell you of this rumor called the Midnight Channel, which said on a rainy day at midnight, your TV will turn on randomly and a strange figure will appear, and that figure is your soulmate. You try it out that night and notice a figure that looks like a woman. As you are perplexed by the weird image, your hand falls into the TV. You tell your friends the next day and they of course don't believe you. You and your friends decide to try it out. Junes. Yada yada yada, you and your friends are waking up their personas, and there's a murder mystery to be solved. That's pretty much it for terms of the story that I'm gonna get into, and without that I'm just gonna delve into spoiler. Compared to Persona 5, I feel like this is more of a tightly knit story, especially with the murder mystery element of it. So let's move on to the next section. In terms of gameplay, it's pretty much very similar to Persona 5. You got that turn-based battle system. The mostly, I would say, in terms of differences, is that it's a little more clunkier than Persona 5. And not to say that the battle system isn't as polished, but very much you need to pay a bit more attention, especially during the boss battles and stuff. I do feel like in 5, because how fluid it is, it could be very, very mindless sometimes. Not only would you need to know the elemental weaknesses of, would say, the shadows or the boss, but also making sure that your SP is stocked up, your spirit points, otherwise you are screwed. A big tip going in is make sure before you go fight the boss, make sure your SP is 100%, not 50, not 75, 100. Social links, or what Persona 5 calls them Confidants, is basically what you need to hone your skills in this game. In terms of my recommendations for this is basically as you did in Persona 5, or at least I hope you did, is to max up all your party members to get that second Persona awakening. But there's also another aspect similar to Persona 5 Royal. If you played that, there's 2 social links that you must max out, otherwise you will not get access to the golden content. That would be Marie, the first goth girl you meet in the beginning of the game, and the aloof detective Adachi. Now, the social link system in this game is a little more clunkier than it is in Persona 5 in the sense of you may hang out with the person and it won't rank up. There's also certain times it just won't work. Overall, it's something you just gotta be aware of, understanding, okay, what days the person is available and whether or not it will rank up or not. I wanted to throw in some bonus tips here that really didn't fit the different sections. First off, a message from the Persona community. Black Frost is the best Persona to fuse in this game, so you want to get that as soon as possible. Alright, fine, I said it. Put the gun down, put the gun down. Of course, another thing to point out is take your time, of course. As the saying goes in the Persona 5 loading screen, take your time. Don't try to rush through a lot of the stuff. I know I've fallen victim into this in some parts, whether that be during my Persona 5 playthrough or in Persona 4, where I want to get through the story. But just take your time, take it all in. You don't need to dungeons, knock them out in one day. Ideally, you would want to knock it out one day, but you don't have to. You can spend your time in Inaba as carefree as possible and do whatever you want, really. And that's the beauty of this, more so than I feel in 5. 5 has, the nice thing is, all across Tokyo you do a lot of other stuff and a lot more refined in that aspect. But in 4, you really fell in love with the characters a lot more, especially when you're in that small town of Inaba. Let's get that small town feel where you know everyone, and I feel like the vibes in 4 is just so nice, and I chill time, and I love just hanging out and just, like, you know, ride your scooter across the thing, go into the theater, or do whatever, you know. And that's the beauty of Persona as a whole. I hope you found this video helpful. Comment down below what you guys think. Do you have any other tips you want to throw in for anyone who's trying to get into this? Are you trying to get into Persona 4 Golden? Have you played already? I know it's already out. Like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications for more videos like this and more videos in general. Well, yeah, with that being said, this has been Moawe signing out.